Welcome to Truth Report, where we cut through the noise to expose the real power dynamics shaping our AI future. Tonight, we're peeling back layers on critical developments, from the battlegrounds of global tech dominance to the philosophical wars raging within the AI industry itself. We're talking about more than just algorithms, we're talking about control, data, and the very nature of human interaction with advanced intelligence.
Indeed, Alex. Our deep dive tonight reveals how AI's rapid evolution isn't just a technical marvel but a deeply political and economic battleground. We'll examine how seemingly disparate stories, like Tesla's data moves in China, groundbreaking scientific AI, and the escalating corporate rivalries of Silicon Valley, are all threads in a larger tapestry, one woven with threads of power, profit, and unprecedented influence.
We'll start with a geopolitical earthquake, Tesla's latest move in China. According to Electrek, Tesla has quietly launched an artificial intelligence training center in China. This isn't just about selling more electric vehicles, it's a critical, and potentially dangerous, step for their full self-driving ambitions in the world's largest and most controlled market.
This development, reported by Electrek, signifies far more than a simple expansion. For FSD to truly operate in China, Tesla needs to train its AI models on vast amounts of real-world driving data from Chinese roads. This new training center likely facilitates that, moving raw data from millions of vehicles, processing it, and refining the FSD algorithms specifically for China's unique traffic conditions and regulations.
And that's where the red flags start waving, Maya. AI training capability in China for FSD immediately brings data sovereignty and national security concerns to the forefront. Is Tesla collecting raw video feeds, sensor data, and location information from Chinese citizens and vehicles, then processing it locally? And if so, who truly owns and has access to that processed data?
Precisely. Under China's stringent data security laws, especially the cybersecurity law and the personal information protection law, data collected within the country, particularly critical information infrastructure data and personal information, must be stored and processed locally. This AI training center is almost certainly a direct response to those mandates, ensuring compliance but also granting Chinese authorities potential oversight.
So, Tesla gains unparalleled access to the Chinese market, a massive competitive advantage over rivals struggling to implement FSD there. But the cost could be significant, relinquishing a degree of control over their proprietary FSD data and algorithms to the Chinese government. This isn't a mutually beneficial partnership, it's a strategic concession in exchange for market access.
It's a classic geopolitical chess match. For Beijing, this means localizing a cutting-edge technology and potentially gaining insights into autonomous driving systems that could bolster their own domestic AI development and surveillance capabilities. For Tesla, it means navigating a labyrinth of regulations to unlock enormous revenue potential, but at the risk of setting a dangerous precedent for data control.
Let's call it what it is, a Faustian bargain. Tesla needs China, and China needs Tesla's advanced tech. But in this exchange, the immediate beneficiary is China's strategic AI ambitions, while Tesla trades long-term data security and intellectual property control for short-term market gains. The implications for other tech companies operating globally are profound and worrying.
Absolutely. This move highlights the precarious position of Western tech companies in authoritarian states. The line between commercial operations and state-mandated data access becomes incredibly blurry. It raises questions about the integrity of the data, the security of user privacy, and ultimately, who dictates the terms of technological progress in a fragmented world.
Next up, we shift gears to the cutting edge of scientific discovery, where AI is accelerating our understanding of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. A new study from Jung et al., published on AR14, details artificial intelligence for molecular mechanism discovery, or AMMD. This isn't about chatbots, it's about supercharging research into molecular processes.
This is truly groundbreaking, Alex. The AR14 paper explains how AIMMD integrates machine learning to dramatically enhance transition path sampling, a computational technique critical for understanding rare but important events in molecular systems. Think about how proteins fold, how chemical reactions occur, or how materials change states. These events are often hard to simulate because they're so brief and infrequent.
So, AMMD essentially acts as a hyper-efficient guide for these simulations. According to the abstract, it enables on-the-fly estimation of the committer probability, which essentially predicts whether a system will move towards a particular state, and simultaneously derive, ES, a human interpretable reaction coordinate. That last part, human interpretable, is crucial.
It truly is. One of the biggest criticisms of complex AI models, especially deep learning, is their black box nature. They give answers, but it's often impossible to understand why. AIMMD's ability to provide a human-interpretable reaction coordinate means scientists don't just get a result, they get insight into the underlying physical mechanism, accelerating both discovery and comprehension.
This has monumental implications for fields like drug discovery, material science, and even fundamental biology. Imagine rapidly identifying the precise molecular steps a drug takes to bind to a target, or how a new material forms at an atomic level. This could drastically reduce the time and cost associated with research and development in these critical areas.
And this is where we need to ask, who benefits most from such powerful tools? On the surface, it's a win for humanity, pushing the boundaries of scientific understanding. But access to such sophisticated AI could also exacerbate existing inequalities, concentrating research power and breakthroughs in well-funded institutions or corporations that can afford to implement and operate these advanced systems.
Indeed. While the paper itself doesn't explicitly mention funding, leading-edge computational science often relies on significant resources. If this becomes a proprietary advantage for a few powerful pharmaceutical giants or material science corporations, will it truly benefit the broader public, or will it simply accelerate their market dominance and patent accumulation?
That's the underlying concern. The promise is democratized discovery, but the reality could be further consolidation of power. Furthermore, with the accelerated pace of discovery this AI enables, we also face the ethical question of oversight. Are we developing new compounds or materials faster than we can assess their long-term environmental or health impacts?
The power dynamic here is subtle but critical. AI isn't just automating existing tasks, it's enabling entirely new modes of scientific inquiry. The who benefits question extends to whether these tools remain in the open scientific domain or become guarded corporate secrets, dictating the pace and direction of future innovation.
Our third story pivots to a different kind of shift in the AI landscape, one that redefines our interaction with intelligent systems. Ars Technica reports that AI companies are pushing users to stop merely chatting with bots and start actively managing them. We're moving from conversation partners to supervisors of autonomous AI agents.
This isn't just a UI change, Maya. Ars Technica highlights that major players like OpenAI with Frontier and Anthropic with Claude Opus 4.6 are pitching a future where humans delegate complex tasks to AI agents. It's a profound shift from chatbots that merely respond to prompts to agents that can act, plan, and execute with a degree of autonomy.
The rhetoric around managing AI agents suggests a future where humans become orchestrators, guiding intelligent systems to perform multi-step tasks, from scheduling meetings across time zones and drafting entire project plans to even negotiating on our behalf. It implies a higher level of trust and capability being embedded into these AI constructs.
But let's be critical here. What does managing truly mean in practice? Is it robust oversight, or simply giving a high-level command and hoping for the best? The line between delegation and abdication of responsibility becomes perilously thin, especially when these agents operate autonomously in real-world scenarios, making decisions that could have significant consequences.
This pivot also directly challenges our understanding of the future of work. Proponents argue it creates new roles for humans, elevating us to AI managers. Skeptics, myself included, fear it's another step towards widespread job displacement, where the manager role becomes increasingly automated, leaving fewer human touchpoints.
And what about the inherent risks of autonomous agents? An agent designed to optimize a task might, without sufficient human oversight or ethical constraints, prioritize efficiency over safety, privacy, or even legality. We've seen enough examples of unintended consequences with simpler AI. What happens when they have greater agency?
This is where the broader power structures come into play, Alex. The companies developing these agents, Anthropic, OpenAI, and others, are not just creating tools, they're architecting future social and economic systems. They dictate what tasks these agents can perform, what guardrails are in place, and ultimately, how much autonomy they possess.
This move feels like a way for AI companies to manage expectations, too. Current chatbots often hallucinate or struggle with multi-step reasoning. By shifting the paradigm to agents you manage, they reframe the limitations as opportunities for human oversight, rather than inherent flaws in the AI's foundational capabilities. It's a masterful piece of corporate messaging.
It's a narrative designed to make us comfortable with increasing AI autonomy, subtly pushing us to accept these systems as partners, rather than just tools. But the underlying question remains, who truly sets the agenda for these AI agents, and what mechanisms are in place to hold them, and their creators, accountable when things inevitably go wrong?
Our final stories expose a raw, unvarnished corporate rivalry, one played out on the biggest stage, the Super Bowl. Ars Technica reports that OpenAI's Sam Altman is hoppin' mad about Anthropic's new Super Bowl TV ads, going so far as to call his competitor dishonest and authoritarian in a lengthy post on X.
And a second Ars Technica piece clarifies the specific target of Altman's ire. Anthropic's Super Bowl ad boldly states that AI chatbots should not have ads, directly mocking what they perceive as the typical product pitching approach to AI. This isn't just a marketing jab, it's a philosophical broadside against a potential monetization strategy for AI.
This isn't friendly competition, this is a full-blown ideological and commercial battle. Anthropic, by explicitly rejecting ads in chatbots, is attempting to stake out the moral high ground, positioning themselves as the ethical AI choice against companies, like potentially OpenAI, that might consider ad-supported models to monetize their immensely expensive AI infrastructure.
And Altman's furious reaction suggests Anthropic hit a nerve. His accusations of dishonest and authoritarian are incredibly strong language for a CEO to use against a direct competitor, especially one founded by former OpenAI employees. It signals deep-seated tension over fundamental business models and the future direction of AI commercialization.
The underlying issue here is the immense cost of developing and running large language models. OpenAI has explored various monetization strategies, including premium subscriptions and API access. An ad-supported model would open up a massive revenue stream, but at what cost to user experience, data privacy, and the integrity of the AI's responses?
Anthropic's stance, whether genuinely ethical or a shrewd marketing tactic, forces a crucial public debate. Should our AI companions become another channel for targeted advertising? If chatbots are integrated with ads, will they subtly nudge users towards advertised products, potentially compromising their objectivity and turning them into sophisticated marketing tools?
This directly impacts who benefits and who loses. AI companies, advertisers, and shareholders stand to gain immensely from an ad-supported chatbot model. Users, however, could lose control over their data, face intrusive marketing, and see the utility and trustworthiness of their AI companions erode under a barrage of commercial influence.
This is where the power dynamics of big tech clash with consumer expectations. OpenAI, a leader in the field, is facing pressure to monetize its products. Anthropic is using this pressure to differentiate itself, framing its no-ads policy as a user-centric and ethical choice, even if its own business model relies on large enterprise clients.
And the Super Bowl stage itself is significant. It signals that AI is no longer a niche tech topic, it's entering mainstream consciousness as a consumer product. The fight over monetization methods and ethical principles is now a public spectacle, shaping how millions will perceive and interact with these powerful new technologies.
Altman's anger isn't just about the ad, it's about Anthropic challenging a potential future revenue stream and painting OpenAI as potentially less ethical. It's a strategic move by Anthropic to define the terms of the ethical AI debate in their favor, forcing competitors to respond and justify their own approaches to commercialization.
What we're seeing across all these stories, Maya, is a relentless push for AI dominance, played out on multiple fronts. From Tesla's data localization in China to the scientific breakthroughs enabled by AI, and the vicious corporate sparring between OpenAI and Anthropic, a clear pattern emerges: control, data, and power are the ultimate prizes.
Absolutely, Alex. The AI gold rush isn't just about technological innovation, it's fundamentally about who controls the infrastructure, the data, and the very narrative around these tools. Tesla's move in China highlights the geopolitical stakes of data sovereignty, where market access is traded for potential technological and data concessions.
Then we have scientific AI, like AIMMD, which promises to unlock unprecedented discoveries. But without careful oversight, these powerful tools could easily become concentrated in the hands of a few, accelerating corporate monopolies in critical sectors like pharmaceuticals, rather than truly democratizing scientific progress for all.
And the shift from chatting with bots to managing AI agents, as reported by Ars Technica, is a subtle but profound redefinition of the human-AI relationship. It pushes us towards accepting greater AI autonomy, raising serious questions about job displacement, accountability, and who truly sets the agenda for these increasingly powerful digital workers.
Finally, the very public spat between OpenAI and Anthropic over Super Bowl ads reveals the cutthroat competition and the fundamental ethical questions surrounding AI monetization. Is AI a neutral tool, or is it destined to become another advertising platform, potentially compromising its integrity for profit? These companies aren't just selling software, they're selling competing visions for our AI-powered future.
These stories, taken together, paint a stark picture. AI development is not a neutral, progressive force. It's driven by intense corporate rivalry, geopolitical maneuvering, and a constant negotiation of power between states, corporations, and increasingly, autonomous systems themselves. We, the public, are often caught in the crossfire, with our data, our jobs, and our very interactions with technology on the line.
The truth is, these developments are shaping our world faster than many realize. The decisions made today by these tech giants and governments will dictate the ethical frameworks, economic structures, and even the geopolitical balance of power for decades to come. We must demand transparency and accountability from those at the helm of this AI revolution.
It is imperative that we, as informed citizens, scrutinize these moves, understand their implications, and advocate for policies that prioritize public interest over corporate profit or state control. The future of AI is too important to be left solely to the engineers and executives.
Thank you for joining us on Truth Report. We'll continue to bring you the stories that matter, uncovering the forces shaping our AI-driven future.
For Truth Report, I'm Maya Clarity.
And I'm Alex Truth. Good night.